Hello everyone, thank you for being here. We are going to get a general reading done for the water signs today. That'll be Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And it's just general messages, so whatever comes out is going to be our message for you guys today. And only take it if it resonates, okay? So I've already pre-shuffled the cards pretty good. We're just going to start with an oracle message to see what comes out for your overall theme here. All right, water signs. Let's see what you need to know. These cards are a little bit slippery. Okay, water signs. Your oracle message, we have make room. Create space to welcome positive change into your life. Let go of everything that doesn't align with the future you are creating. Interesting. Okay, so you could be purging at this time, maybe going through your home, cleaning stuff out. This is, I'm getting, physical cleaning, material cleaning, but also mentally. Maybe you need to purge thoughts that are keeping you stuck, not allowing you to welcome in positive change, positive thinking, a positive outcome. We'll see. We're going to see how this ties into whatever tarot cards come out for you. So let's get this started, water signs. What are the messages for the water signs, please? I've already shuffled these really good before videotaping, so. All right. Your first card. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. So we've got Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. There's no need to sacrifice. You can have it all. There's something here about you. Maybe you've had to sacrifice a lot in the past in order to make people around you happy. I don't know. There's something here saying with the Queen of Pentacles, especially, you've leveled up in some way. Okay, there's this sense of stability that you've gained. I feel like you've already gained this feeling of stability. You're looking to something new now. So I feel like this is kind of lining up perfectly with this making room. There's this new chapter that you're wanting to go towards. Let's see what else comes out. Now, this could be a relationship. Maybe you need to make room by leaving something or someone behind, or it could just be physical material objects that are clouding your space, clouding your mind. It could be as easy as even cleaning up a car. Maybe if your car needs a cleaning or a wash. The material world is definitely being highlighted here. Your physical material things, objects, with the Queen of Pentacles. So whether it's the home, your mind, whatever it is, you need to make room for something new here. And I feel like you don't need to sacrifice either with that Queen of Pentacles. You've maybe had to sacrifice a lot in the past. Maybe you haven't had the time to really purge things from your life, focusing on other people's situations too much maybe. Let's see. Next card for you. Wow, the Star. Yeah, there's a sense of healing here. This is Aquarius energy. Have faith that healing is in the forecast. So there's something that you are wishing upon a star for. I feel like you're wishing for a major change, a major shift in your material world. There's something here that you are thinking about, whether it's late at night. You're hopeful. I do see you very hopeful to welcome in this positive change, and I feel like you can sense this coming. But you do have to let go. That's strong emphasis of letting go so that you can align with the future that you're wanting to create, the future that you're envisioning for yourself. Whatever you've been manifesting, you do need to do some sort of practical effort with the Queen of Pentacles to make it a reality. So don't lose faith, don't lose hope. But you do have to take the action to clear stuff out for this to be welcomed in. Okay, let's see what else is coming in for you. Whoa, I just saw the Ten of Swords, you guys. Could be physically leaving a home behind. Again, I feel like I want to take these. Wow, with the Lovers, Gemini energy. Will you or won't you? The decision is yours. The choice is yours. And we've got hurt people, and witches, hurt witches, hurt witches. So there's definitely a decision that you've had to make or you're going to be making in the near future. And I feel like you've thought long and hard about this. This is something, and maybe if this hasn't happened yet, it's something that's to come. But this is something to do with a partnership or A choice between two. Okay, it could be a lover, it could be a business partnership. There's something that you feel mentally betrayed with this connection, with this partnership. I feel like you're clearing things out here, even though you maybe don't want to. You feel like maybe it's very sad, it's very depressing, it's very painful. I'll say that. And it's a choice that you're making to do this. Okay, if you haven't made the choice yet, I see you making it in the future. Right now, you're taking a practical approach to no longer sacrifice your well-being, your stability, your material abundance. Maybe you've been financially sacrificing for someone else. And I feel you really trying to, look up at the stars at night, looking for wisdom and guidance, maybe even saying some prayers and hoping to get a response. There's something here that you're sitting down with somebody, you're making the difficult choice to pack up and move, throw things out, to empty. Even if, let's say, you've separated from this person or this situation already, I feel like you're physically now actually removing these items from your space, which will allow you to bring in this future that you're trying to create. Let's see, what is this Queen of Pentacles doing here? What is this practical effort that you need to take? What are these sacrifices that you don't have to no longer make, so you can finally enter that door and create the future you want? What is this? Queen of Pentacles. The cards are not shuffling very well for me today. Wow, the Tower. You guys, this is a major change. Get ready. Things are about to get shaken up. So yeah, I feel like you've been maybe inside a home, inside a place where you've been carefully calculating something here, really thinking about it. You could have felt trapped in your home or trapped in the situation or circumstances that you've built for yourself. And I feel like you're just waiting for something to shift, waiting for something to blow up in your face. And I feel like this is necessary. With you opening this door and realizing you don't have to self-sacrifice anymore, it does cause mayhem. It does cause a major breakdown of some sort of stability that you had. But I feel like this is something that brings you that hope. It brings you that healing. It brings you that, that space to really start and build something from scratch. And I feel like this is a welcomed chaos. This is a welcomed tearing down of the old structure to build a new structure. This is something that's going to come as a shock to other people. I feel like whatever sacrifices you've made in the past, you're no longer doing that. You're making a decision to follow your own lead. And I feel like it's going to cause shocking news for other people, people around you, people in your home. Just people who have always seen you as somebody who's very sturdy, grounded, reliable, predictable in a way. And I feel like you're really shocking people with some sort of decision that you're making. What is the Star card here? We've got the Six of Cups. Okay, this is more water energy. So we've got Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This says here, give yourself the compassion you were never given. You guys could have a cat. I see 2 cats already here. I think that's a cat. Maybe that's a bunny, because the bunnies usually, yeah, that's a bunny. So you're creating something here. You're creating a new opportunity for yourself. But with this particular card, this talks about feeling nostalgic, looking back at the past, looking at past relationships that maybe you kind of cling to and you think back on because they make you feel very comfortable or they make you feel very safe when you think about them. Whatever was holding you back in your past, I feel like you're releasing something. But at the same time, this is telling you here to treat yourself, make yourself feel happy, follow your dreams, follow your intuition. Because I feel like growing up, and even maybe just up until recently, you were not given that compassion. You were not given the true, genuine love that you were exerting to other people. And I feel like it's left you feeling very vulnerable, very wounded and hurt. And this is why you're in the healing energy of the Star. And I feel like it's just reiterating to you that you could have either one friend who's very supportive of you at this time, or an animal that could even feel like a very great big deal of support to you here. We've got a bird here in the puddle. So you could have been crying. You could have had many tears shed over this in silence, but I feel like Spirit is here showing up in the bird. Just, drinking up those tears, telling you you're not alone. Give yourself the compassion that you were never given. So whatever choice you're making, it is going to come as a shock. It could really blow up your life here or change your life, but it's for the better. I do see it being very difficult, but I feel like you need to pour back into yourself because somebody or people in general never allowed you to have room for yourself, to express yourself, to be vulnerable. I feel like you were the one that was always stable for everybody else. So with this Lovers card here, this does talk about partnership. It does talk about a choice, whether it's in love or whether it's just to change drastically how you've been living your life, or to walk away from a marriage, to walk away from a job, to walk away from people who don't support you genuinely, who never gave you that support that you gave out to them, let's say. What is this Lovers card? What is this choice? Or if this is involving somebody, who does it involve? Wow, the Strength card could be a Leo. So it says it takes great strength to be soft. I feel like you've always had to be the strong one. You've always had to be kind of aloof to love. You've kind of always had to put on a stoic face to basically show that you've had everything under control, material-wise, financially, physically, emotionally. This is telling you here, you're taking the time to really withdraw your energy, make a very difficult decision that's going to require a lot of strength, a lot of courage. And I feel like this is a choice that you've been avoiding to make, okay? It's been a long time avoiding this. And I feel like you've been really trying to hold back from making this choice because you know it is going to cause some sort of fallout, some sort of major collapse, or an ending with that Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords tells me that you could be feeling betrayed. You wear those stab marks or those wound marks in your back here, okay? You carry it with you, but you know it's the right thing to do because once you get out of the Ten of Swords, that's that mental fatigue, mental conflict of reliving conversations over and over again in your mind that just do not serve your higher good. It could even very much so bring you into a very depressive mental exhaustion. So I feel like this is also you telling me that you've been betrayed by maybe 10 or more people, or this was one particular person who you really trusted in that broke that trust, that really put those knives in your back. So I feel like you've had no choice but to make this difficult decision. Although you really maybe tried not to make the decision for a long time. You tried to, what's the word I'm looking for? Really trying to garner the strength not to pull the trigger on something here. There's something about you really avoiding it and finally sitting in the truth of what strength is required, what courage is required to make this difficult decision. I feel like you could be also neglecting yourself, maybe not taking care of yourself, whether it's, you know, shaving your legs, combing your hair, whatever it is. I'm not saying you have to do those things day in, day out, or you know, you should, but I just feel like you really need a moment to sit in the truth of a situation so you can gain the strength to make that difficult choice to cut something off here. What's the Ten of Swords here for the water signs? Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. It's an unfortunate realization, okay? It's something that you've been really fighting to hold on to, but I see you feeling very sad about packing up and leaving this behind, but you know that there's hope on the other side of it, okay? You're making room, just like that card says. You're making room for something new, the life that you want. Yeah, look at that, the Nine of Wands. This is kind of giving me almost similarities to the fire signs read that I just did. Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior. You can see this person's bandaged up. They're exhausted. They're depleted. They're just about to give up on themselves. They've let things burn to the ground because they just feel like, you know, I can't go on any further. But this does say it would take a hell of a whole lot to defeat you. So this card in particular tells you, even though right now you feel like it's very painful ending, it's, you know, you could be leaving a home behind or leaving a comfort level behind, not to give up on yourself, okay? The Nine of Wands is somebody who continues to fight and show up for themselves. They continue to find the deep passion in their soul to not give up, okay? Whatever you're walking away from, whatever you're packing up and throwing out, this is required. I feel like it's the only thing that's going to allow you to then get into the Ten of Wands, because the next card is the Ten of Wands, where you close out that cycle officially. Let's get a little bit more. Give me more on this Tower, please. What's the Tower? What's this sudden? It's either a sudden realization that you don't have to sacrifice yourself anymore, or it's the sudden collapse that is happening in your stability, in your material world, in your home life. Something that once felt very grounded and safe for you, you could just be moving out of there. You could be breaking up a marriage, or leaving a house, leaving a partnership. Queen of Cups, there you are, you water signs. Queen of Cups, okay. Honoring your emotions is one of the best forms of self-care. I feel like you've really needed this moment to essentially blow up your life. There's something here that you are physically doing in your material world that is going to shock those that know you best, and you are going to even shock yourself, because you're following your intuition, you're following your heart for once. I feel like you're putting yourself first here. You're making the room you need. You could even be going on some sort of spa day or something where you're alone, to really nurture your emotions. Because you could have earth in your chart, you could even have fire in your chart, but I feel like you're somebody who maybe has an earth sign in either your moon sign or your rising. It's very heavy earth, water energy. What is the Six of Cups here? So yeah, this Tower is something that you are doing from your emotional space. You're making a choice from your heart, from your intuition. You're trusting your emotions here. Whatever is no longer making you happy, whatever is making you feel tired, exhausted, drained, unappreciated, self-sacrificing for others that maybe are not returning that, you're making room emotionally to get rid of those emotions that you feel obligated to continue to show up for these people, or show up for this space or this relationship, whatever it is. You're changing something on purpose here because you are honoring your emotions. What is the Six of Cups? The Six of Cups, again, you're feeling nostalgic, you're reminiscing, you're feeling, you know, what made me happy when I was young? Where was the compassion that I needed? I feel like you're giving it back to yourself here, and you are very hopeful. You're not losing faith here. Look at that. You're not losing faith in partnership. You're not losing faith in love. This is the Two of Cups. Again, more water energy. It does say some people are like the pumpkin to your spice. So I feel like you're telling me here, you know, past relationships, past loves, past partnerships have always been you giving that love, that affection, that Aquarius energy of always being there for them, being that supportive, non-judgmental person that they could rely on. And I feel like people almost looked up at you as though you were some sort of bright light in their life, somebody who was very sunny, like had a sunny disposition. You always brought them joy, you always brought them compassion. And I feel like you're not losing hope, you're hopeful, and you're manifesting a partnership that is going to reciprocate that compassion, that love, that equal give and take, and that equal respect. So I do see you walking away from somebody who did not do that for you. You're learning something here. We've got the Page of Swords that just flew out. It says, curiosity is a type of magic. This is Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. I feel like you've learned something in regards to this partnership or this commitment that you've been committed to. You've learned something important here. And I feel like it was something that you could have read. Okay, this is information that you either read and received through writing, or somebody has sent you a message that you have opened up and found some sort of information on. And I feel like this has been something you maybe were holding on to for quite some time, sitting on it and maybe just trying to think things through. How am I going to make this decision? You could have been learning as much or gathering as much information as possible before making the decision to pack up and go. What is the Nine of Wands here? I feel like you're down on yourself here. You're beating yourself up in some way. You feel very betrayed, very wounded, but you still have this spark within you to continue pushing through this difficult ending. It is going to make room for the life you want. The Ten of Pentacles, the life you want. This talks about And look what it says here. It says, having it all looks different for everyone. So this, again, I'm getting very similar to the fire signs read. Could be dealing with a fire sign. I feel like you know it's time to close a chapter on something, a commitment or a person, a partnership, or a way of living your life that was not what truly made you happy. It was not the legacy you wanted to leave. It was not the life you wanted to live. And I feel like what you consider to having it all, okay, what people expected you as the Queen of Pentacles to have, I feel like it's shocking people. It's not what they expected of you. And I feel like it's, again, very difficult for you to walk away, but I feel like you've learned some sort of truth here about this person and about people in your past that you have loved who have not shown you that same appreciation, compassion, support. Pardon me. They've left you feeling wounded. They've left you feeling like you've had no other choice but to make the space, make room for yourself. Maybe what makes you happy is being alone, okay, with animals. Maybe you enjoy your peace and quiet. Okay, there's something here that is really pushing forward to say your happiness, your success, your idea of financial security and abundance is different than other people's. And I feel like you're shocking a group of people, and you're even shocking yourself with the strength and the resiliency that you've had to show up with to make difficult decisions, life-changing decisions. This is a major arcana. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 4 major arcanas here. Okay, and they all talk about major shift. Okay, staying hopeful, staying positive, healing the past, healing the relationships that didn't show up with compassion, using the strength to, again, make that difficult decision, having the courage and the curiosity to embark on a new path, okay, to have it all for yourself. Okay, let's see what's at the bottom of the decks here. We have the 5 of Pentacles. Nothing is ever as helpless or hopeless as it seems. So yeah, you're leaving something behind, whether it's a home, a partnership, a way of living your life. You are leaving it behind. You feel like you're kind of in the cold right now. You feel isolated, but I feel like you know you have to do this. There's that Chariot, you guys. Cancer energy showing up here. We've got Earth energy with the 5 of Pentacles. You could even feel under the weather. Maybe you feel very exhausted in your financial endeavors. Maybe this blow up that you're doing here is causing a financial strain on you, but I do see you gaining back those funds. That independence, that stability will return back to you. You are the Queen of Pentacles. You're very calculated. You're very smart. You're very self-sufficient. And I see you in the Queen of Cups. You're trusting your intuition to go down this new path. Okay. You're taking action. This is a very determined energy. It says you'll never get anywhere if you keep standing still. Number 7. So this is definitely another major arcana showing up for you in this reading to tell you what you don't see is that you're going to get this drive, this determination. You're fixated on taking the path. You know what path you want to take now. The Chariot is somebody who has made up their mind. They've made up their mind and they're moving forward. This person's traveling backwards. So I feel like you could even be going back to the beginning of maybe how you started off on your own, putting yourself first, okay? And maybe that's where that past is showing up, having compassion for yourself, going back to that. Let's see, the bottom of the deck, you have everything is here. And look at that person at the edge of the precipice of this is like the Fool card. You're taking a leap of faith. You're trusting in the universe. You're trusting in the Star card of Aquarius energy, staying hopeful that the healing will arrive and you're going to be met with a lot of sunshine again, a lot of hopeful energy, clarity. Embrace the spiritual belief that everything already exists in the here and now. Live in the present moment and be grateful for what you have. Yeah, so even if you feel like you don't have a lot, okay? Even if you feel like you don't have a lot because you've made the choice to do something drastic, to change your life in a drastic manner, it is telling you here you have everything you need. The 10 of Pentacles showed up for you today in this reading, okay? After the 10 of Swords. So you're kind of bargaining here. What hurts me today is going to propel me to my 10 of Pentacles. So trust your intuition. Everything you have is already here. It already exists in the here and the now. Live in the present moment and be grateful for what you have. So water signs, I hope that that helps you. Look what's showing up right underneath that. Instant manifestation. You are changing your life and you're trusting in the universe. You've manifested something great here. Let's read this one really quickly. Soul and mind working together create a dream in the heart. You have nothing to lose. You carry the dream. Your intention is pure. Be ready to receive. I mean, that just is the entire spread. So water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, I hope that you enjoyed that and I hope that it helped you in some way. If you did resonate with that video, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to leave a comment, leave me a little pumpkin emoji would be great for October. And I will see you guys soon. Take care.